Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 2-6 Ratios, Rates, and Conversions. Vocabulary. A ratio that compares quantities in different units is a rate. A unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. Unit conversion factor or conversion factor is a ratio of two equivalent measures in different units. For example, 12 inches equals 1 foot. That is a conversion factor. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. That's a conversion factor. Unit analysis. This is when the units for each quantity are included in calculations to help determine the units for the answers. We're going to be doing that today. For example, convert the given amount to the given unit. You can say, okay, 15 days. Oh, I just need to multiply. 15 times 24. Done. Got 'em. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to show how you got that answer. So we're always going to start with whatever information we have. So 15 days. That's not a fraction, but I need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over 1. And what you know is that there are 24 hours in one day. Now, if you didn't know this, I might be a little bit concerned, but I would also tell you, and if you don't have it out right now, go ahead and press pause for me and go grab your handbook, your student handbook. So grab this. Bam, and then open it up to page 153 because that's where all my most of my good common factors are. For a test or a quiz, you don't have to memorize these. We'll give them to you. But make sure that you have this for your homework. And then your calculator as well would be helpful. If you don't have it out, please grab that too. Okay, so we said that there are 24 hours in one day. So I want the days to cancel out, and I want my answer to just have hours. So this one day, would I put it up top or on the bottom? Well, if I put it up top, I'm going to have days times days. That's extra days. I'm not going to want that. I want to cancel it. So I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I'll put the 24 hours on top. Now, these days, they're gone. They cancel. We can cross cancel. And so now all I need to do is multiply 15 times 24, and I get 360. Is that my final answer? Heck no, techno. I need the units. That's why I did all that work. 360 hours. Now I'm positive that I should have multiplied and not divided. Alright, so next, beautiful people, next. 60 feet into 1 yard. So if you can look on your chart and see if you can find 60 feet to 1 yard. Well, I know that there are 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So if you could, let's start with 60 feet over 1. And then what goes on the top, what goes on the bottom? Well, I want the feet to cancel out with these feet up top. So if there's feet on the bottom, I'm going to put the 3 feet on the bottom. If there's feet on top, I'm going to put the feet on the bottom in order for them to cancel out. And then I'll put the 1 yard up top. Now my feet are gone. I'm footless. And I have 60 left on top, and I have yards left on top, but on the bottom I have that 3. Don't want to forget that because I need to divide. I'm typically great with improper fractions, but I want to just go ahead and divide 60 by 3 and get 20 yards. Okay, now one thing that our chart kind of fails us in is it doesn't really tell me how to go from metric to the common system that we use. So I know that there's 1 centimeter is equal to 0.39 inches. If you could, please write that down, probably in your book, because you'll need it like again and again. So for part A, I want to go from 2,076 centimeters to yards. Well, I have centimeters to inches now, but if you look on your chart, you can also find that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. Well, delightful. Let's try this now. We have 2,076 centimeters over 1, because it's not per anything, times, now for this conversion, the centimeters needs to go where? Top or bottom? Well, if I wanted to cancel out with these centimeters, I'm going to put it on the bottom. So 1 centimeter over 0.39 inches. Great. The centimeters are gone, like I wanted them to be. Now, the 36 inches equals 1 yard. 36 inches, inches here? No, I'm going to have inches squared. That's too many inches. Inches on the bottom so they can cancel out. 36 inches, 1 yard. Cancel, cancel. Then you use your handy and dandy calculator, 2076 times 0.39, and then divide that by 36, and you're going to get 22.49 yards. All right. Letter D. 12 meters to feet. Meters to feet. That is on your conversion chart. It's going to tell you, if you look at it, it says 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meters. And then you also know that 1 centimeter is also equal to 0.39 inches, which is helpful because I'm trying to get to feet. And then I know by heart, and maybe you do too, that 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. So this is a good path. We got to take 1, 2, 3 steps. But I'm starting with 12 meters, putting it over 1. Now my first one is 1 centimeter equals 0.01 meters. Great, the meters are gone now. Now if you could, set up the next, looks like 2 fractions probably, and then tell me what you get when you multiply and then divide that out. Press pause if you would, please. So I got 39 feet. You can press pause and check me, check my units, check my cancellation if you need to, but also check your fractions, make sure you match me. Okay, so now we're talking about cars and who drove the fastest. Car 1 drove 408 miles in 6 hours. Car 2 drove 365 miles in 5 hours on this cross-country road trip. Sounds dangerous to me. Who had the fastest average speed? So one thing I'm going to need is speed, also known as rate, is given by distance over time. The reason why we know this is because normally what we say is mph, miles per hour. Okay, I'm going to do car 1, and then I'll have you do car 2. Was 408 miles over, what, 6 hours. And then I'm going to divide that and get 68 miles per hour. Can you press pause for 1 minute and then see what the speed was for car number 2? Okay, so 365 miles divided by 5 hours is 73 miles per hour. So car 2 was indeed faster. Okay, next part, part F. Mrs. Jacobson purchased a 5-pound package of ground beef. You go, girl. She's got beef. For $12.40. She decided to use 8 ounces each day for dinner recipes. So every day for dinner, she's going to be eating 8 ounces. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to have too much red meat in her diet, and she's cutting it down to 8 ounces per day. But her question is, what is the cost? So I want the cost of ground beef per meal. Now, per meal is also with regards to like per dinner that she makes it for. Well, I'm looking for the cost per meal. Part of this is kind of easy. The cost is $12.40. But we have to do a couple of conversions here. Conversion number 1, 5 pounds is what she got. But how many ounces is that total? Because I know that she had 18 ounces for every day. So that's going to be my first conversion, if you would please. 5 pounds, and there are 16 ounces in a pound. Something I remember. 16 ounces in 1 pound. So, all together for her $12.40, she got 80 ounces of beef. Delightful. Now, she's using 8 ounces for every meal. So half a pound of meat each meal. What does that mean? Well, how many meals can she get out of this 80? Well, I'm going to divide that by 8, and she is getting 10 meals altogether. So I'm going to put that, this wonderful 10 meals that she's using this for, right here, because these are the meals. So how much she's spending for a meal? Let's divide that out, and you should get $1.24 per meal. It's not too much money for just meat, I guess. I mean, we don't know what she's doing. She could have like hamburgers one day, because that's like a half a pound. Another day she might have spaghetti. I don't know. She likes her meat. So here we go. Complete each sentence. Now this is like a double conversion because I want to go from 14 gallons per second. So this is gal per s. That's gallons per second. And I'm going to try to get to quarts per minute. My goal is to get to quarts per minute. Well, I know the conversion for seconds to minutes. I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. It's been like that all my life. I also can use my handy dandy chart that you all have, and I can find that there are, or that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. All right, well, I still like a fraction. The only difference is that this is going to be 4 gallons over seconds. I could have just wrote S. I don't know why I didn't. Well, let's do this one first. Let's deal with these gals. So I know 1 gallon is on the bottom and 4 quarts is on top. So now my gallons are gone. And delightful, I have the quarts that I needed to get in the numerator. Now I also know that I don't want to be in seconds. I know that there are 60 seconds. I wrote it out again in 1 minute. So now if these seconds are up top and these are on the bottom, then they can cancel out, which is what I needed. And what am I left with? Well, minutes are still there. Great. I needed the minutes to be in the bottom, and that's exactly where they are. Now you're going to use your calculator to multiply 14 times 4 times 60, and you will get 33600, so 33,600 what? Quarts per minute. That's one of my favorite ones to say, per minute, because it sounds like I'm also saying permanent. Like not temporary, but permanent. Okay, take a moment and try H, and then check your answer with mine in 1 moment. All right, check you, check me, 5,040 minutes. Okay, 2-7, not going to take too long because you've seen these before. A proportion is basically 2 fractions or 2 ratios, not rations, that are equal. So 2 fractions with an equal sign in between them mostly. Basically. Cross products is when you cross multiply, so you would get AD and BC when you cross multiply. Now, not going to use that now yet because you actually know how to solve this already. If I have m divided by 4 to get rid of that 4, times 4 over 1 times 4 over 1. Cancel, cancel. M is equal to 6 times 4, 24, 5 times 1, 5. Now, you know that method. Go ahead and do me a favor, press pause and try B. Okay, if you did, you got 15 over 4, which is delightful. Now, for part A and B for the next section, solve using cross product. So, multiply 3 times 3, 9 equals 2 times n to n. Divide by 2, divide by 2, n equals 9 halves. You want to definitely use this one if the variable is on the bottom. Otherwise, you kind of have a choice. So for this one, cross multiply, 4k equals negative 48. You can press pause if I'm going too quickly. So k is equal to negative 12. Ta-da! All right, let's set up some proportions now. My favorite part of this whole thing. Eric is planning to bake approximately 305 cookies. You go, boy. If 3 pounds of cookie dough makes 96 cookies, how many, this is what I'm trying to find, how many pounds of cookie dough should he make? That's my X. That's what I'm trying to find. This is my X. So as long as you're consistent, you're going to be fine for these. So I'm just going to put cookies over pounds of cookie dough. That's my setup. So now I'm just going to organize the information. So Eric is planning to bake 305 cookies. 305. How many pounds does he need? X. I don't know. And then we do know, though, that 3 pounds of cookies, pounds goes on the bottom, equals 96 cookies. Delightful. I can do this. Cross multiply and cross multiply. Okay, trying to make sure this only ends up being one video. So I cross multiplied and I got 9.5 pounds. Now, try this next one on your own, and here's your setup. Maps over real life. Try this one, and it will be our exit ticket for tomorrow, or our entrance ticket. Thank you so much, and have a good day.